How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Back at it again, and still looking like a wet poodle. Yeah, I dragged myself out of bed to get today's session done because, like, AI and God loves consistency, right? Not AI, I meant, or the algorithm. My brain is still burned through from the fever. Never mind. Today's topic: Diddy just won't shut up, and it's getting to that point where, bro, you already got like you got a pattern. They patted on your back. You got a light sentence, and you got away with so much, and you're only serving 4 years. I mean, only. That's nothing, and he still treats it like, yeah, we need an immediate release, blah blah blah. That stuff cannot be happening to Diddy. He has money, so that's why he needs better treatment, or he can, well, yeah, what is it called? He can be excluded from rules, or like he can skip them or like bend them, because like, yeah, unfortunately that's how it is for like wealthy people. The rules are bendable for them, as we like it to admit it, as much as I mean, we can admit it or not, but it's like that. So let's see what Fox News has to say about that topic. Let's go.
Well, there's a new appeal from hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs. His defense team
Yes, yet another appeal. I mean, like, he has like dozens of them.
is seeking his immediate release from federal prison, calling his 50-month sentence on charges of transportation for prostitution excessive. CB Cotton has the details live from our New York newsroom. Good to see you, CB.
Hey, Lydia. Well, once one of the most powerful names in hip-hop, Sean Diddy Combs is now behind bars at that federal facility in Fort Dix, New Jersey, but his legal team says he should have never been sent there for this long. So on Tuesday, in an 84
Excessive. You heard that? Bro, you gotta go through that sentence. And the way it looks like is 50 is gonna make sure you stay in there a lot longer, because that's what you deserve. Like bro, he's ultimately responsible for Tupac's and Biggie's death. I mean, what more is there to say? I mean, yeah, sure, we can't just convict on like high potentials, but that dude is the devil.
page filing, Combs' attorneys asked a New York federal appeals court to immediately release Combs and send the case back for a new sentencing or grant him an acquittal. In July, a jury found Combs guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution and acquitted him of the most serious charges, racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking. In the fall, the judge then sentenced Combs to a little more than 4 years behind bars, citing testimony from former girlfriends who said they felt pressured to participate in drug.
Absolute shit show. And I personally think that this has to do that has something to do with the alcohol lobby, because like he messed up, or like he he stepped on some toes when with Ciroc. Something happened. Not quite sure what it was, but I read somewhere that like the alcohol lobby was behind it. I mean, a lot of influential people are getting accused of rape and stuff. I'm not saying that it didn't happen in his case, but there's a pattern with the famous people being accused of rape. So I think it was a warning shot from the alcohol industry. It was a warning shot. So like, yeah, watch out who you're messing with. We give you one more shot, but you gotta take that punishment now.
fueled sex parties with male escorts called hotel nights or freak-offs. But the rapper's lawyers argue this sentence was punishment for crimes that the jury rejected. They wrote in the filing, quote, "He sits in prison today serving a 50-month sentence because the district judge acted as a 13th juror. The judge defied the jury's verdict and found Combs, quote, coerced, exploited, and forced his girlfriends to have sex and led a criminal conspiracy," end quote. Throughout the appeal, Combs' attorneys go on to describe the case as an unfair prosecution of consensual sex between adults. We're monitoring to see whether prosecutors file a reply to these arguments from Combs' defense team, but we know...
I mean, like, don't get it twisted. Combs has a brilliant defense team. What does he have? Like 8 to 12 lawyers? I mean, bro. And they're all getting paid hella good to get him out of there. So you can see the ambition behind it.
During the trial, that prosecutors repeatedly accused the former hip-hop mogul of trying to minimize his actions. For now, Combs remains in prison with a projected release date for early 2028. Lydia.
CB.
I mean, like, we're already almost in 2026. Like I said, he's 50 years old. The year keeps passing by faster. So 4 years at the age of 50 is not that much. Because if I think back, bro, that year went by fast. Year 2025, it was over. So serving 4 years, I mean, like, you deserve it. You gotta go through it.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet those prosecutors are going to start working on the reply just as soon as this holiday's over, if they haven't already. Yeah. Great to see.
Didn't think about that. Sure. He will wait through holiday and New Year at least. They're not gonna stress themselves.
See you, CB. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
CB, Lydia, thank you very much. For more on this, let's bring in trial attorney Kelly Hyman. Kelly, I want to start just by sort of resetting the stage and reminding our viewers what Diddy was actually found guilty of. So take a look. It was racketeering conspiracy, not guilty. Sex trafficking, 2 counts, not guilty. But transportation to engage in prostitution, 2 counts, he was found guilty. Now, of course, there was damaging reputational evidence throughout the trial, including domestic violence and the tales about the freak-offs and all that. Is it true, in your view, what his lawyers are arguing, that the sentence of 4 years in prison was too much?
Does the punishment fit the
Fit the
crime? I
crime?
think that's going to be key. So when we look at this case, we have to think about what exactly Diddy was found guilty of. He was found guilty of transportation across state lines in order to engage in prostitution. Now, the prosecution was asking for at least 11 years in prison. However, Diddy wanted him to be released right away. So when we look at the actual charges, we have to remember that Diddy now is serving 50 months in jail. And so a lot of people believe that that, in fact, is fair, while Diddy is arguing that that is, in fact, excessive.
All right, I want to turn now to this case from Milwaukee with Judge Hannah Dugan, who was found guilty of a felony obstruction
That boy is
charge,
unbelievable.
but was found not guilty of a misdemeanor concealing charge after helping an illegal immigrant evade federal immigration authorities. Her lawyer described...
I say it, he should serve life. He must serve life, almost. But, like, yeah, no, I don't even know what to say. That's wild. That's wild. There were so many stories. There was so many incidents, like with Kid Cudi's car. There was with Biggie's death. What happened with all that? Queefy D. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, it doesn't make any sense, does it?
Something that happened during the trial. Listen here.
The mixed verdict is the big thing from the defense perspective. the same elements of count one are in count two. In count two, how can you find guilty there and not guilty on the first? But that's why we asked for the post-trial briefing.
So I guess that it matters if Judge Dugan knew who exactly ICE was going after in this instance. What do you make of, as the attorney just put it, a split verdict here?
So we have to look at what exactly she was charged with, and she was charged with 2 counts. Now, they were both obstruction or interference. Now, one was a misdemeanor, and the other charge was a felony. So when we look at the misdemeanor, did she have the intent? Did she have the specific intent to interfere? Now, in regards to the felony, did she interfere, and did that cause an issue with the officers not being able to arrest him? So the defense is arguing that the fact that there was a split verdict, that they found her not guilty of the misdemeanor and guilty of the felony, is inconsistent and potentially trying to get her determined that, in fact, that split verdict was incorrect, and in fact that she should not have any type of penalty for this.
And you talk about how important the intent.
Of course you should. I mean, what are we debating? Run away from accountability? That's a judge, bro.
Is here. I want to show you some new audio that some would say is essentially an admission of guilt. Listen here.
5 ICE guys in the hall.
5 what?
ICE guys in the hall. ICE.
What's the name of the client?
Eduardo Flores.
What are you asking for?
Just another date.
Okay. Get a date off the record?
Yes, ma'am.
Right now. I'll do it. I'll get that. Ms. De La Rosas, take your client out and come back and get a date. Okay?
I just heard the judge say right
there. I just don't think my sentence was excessive. Yeah, I agree. Someone needs to check himself for that crack pipe he's smoking, allegedly. Should be longer. I agree. Excessive. Just watch a documentary on Netflix and that dude should be in jail for at least 20 years. Never let that monster out. I completely agree. The music industry is really on hold until 50 Cent get done with them, and from this point, I'm sorry about that coffee, but my whole family is sick. So, as you can see, it's not from me. But I'm holding myself back to not cough too. So, P. Diddy needs to shut the hell up. Stop acting like he didn't get a light sentence. He got the weakest charges on the list for 4 years. He was forcing women to take drugs and sleep with people and beating women in hotels on camera. He can rot in prison. Damn him asking for early release. Yeah, boy. LeBron has been real quiet ever since that video dropped with "Ain't Nothing Like a Diddy Party," right? He been real quiet since that got resurfaced after the Diddy trial hit the news. Look, just keep him there. And with that being said, I'm done with that video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let the bell ring you. I'm out of here. Peace.